Alright, what's good, YouTube? It's your boy Quise. Now, today we're going to be reacting to what is this Apple commercial really telling us? What are they doing? What are they trying to say? You gotta read it between the lines. Um, we all know that Samsung is better than Apple. You feel me? Apple just released the same thing, or literally the same thing. Like people want to say copy and paste for like games. Oh, 2K's copy and paste. Oh, Madden's copy. Oh, this game's copy and pasted with the same. Apple is the definition of copy and paste. You feel me? But let's get straight into it.
Something really off about this new Apple commercial. Recently, this ad went viral when people noticed something dark in one of the frames. When you stop and analyze
That's crazy. Cause they wouldn't put that in there for no reason, you know.
this moment here, you find this strange painting of what appears to be horned figures surrounding a woman reading. Now, why did Apple
That's
insert
weird.
this religious painting into a commercial about a data protection feature on their web browser? More importantly, what does it all mean? Once I reveal why and how it connects back to the start of Apple, you will see this commercial completely differently. On June 3rd, 2026, Apple released
Oh, June 3rd.
commercial completely differently. On June 3rd, 2026, Apple released this new commercial titled The Clingers. The ad was a part of their global privacy on phone campaign and was meant to serve as a direct jab at data tracking on other mobile browsers. The premise was meant to show how people are being tracked online while surfing the web. In the ad, people are shown on their phones while figures dressed in silver suits follow them around, huddled around them, and watch them. Some are even shown sitting on top of people's shoulders. In this context, the people in silver are meant to represent the internet browsers tracking you. They are always watching and bugging you all day, which makes sense and is pretty straightforward. But there is one scene that quite literally changes what all of this could mean. As I said earlier, this ad went completely viral online, and it wasn't because of how great this feature is. It is because of this moment here. When you pause at the 16-second mark of the video, you find this scene. It shows a woman on her phone while the people in silver surround her. If you
It's
look
gotta
right
be
above
deeper
her,
than what it
you see a
is.
painting of a woman reading a book while horned figures surround her. What makes this even more eerie is that the horned figures in the painting are positioned in the exact same way that the men in silver are shown around the woman on her phone. It is like they wanted to imply that the men in silver were meant to represent the demons in the photo, not just other internet browsers. When you notice this detail, it changes the way you see the video entirely. These people aren't just walking around being tracked by internet browsers, they're being tempted by demons. It clearly appears that the men in silver are meant to represent the same figures shown in the painting, which is why their positioning mirrors the artwork so perfectly. It is almost like it's saying these people are exposed to demonic influence on these devices. It is important to note that the painting itself isn't real. It was made by director Ivan Zacharias' team for this ad. They designed this
Why?
painting, likely knowing it would draw this reaction from people. The way the video ends also seems quite symbolic. The woman pulls out her phone and hits the Safari button, causing the men in silver to turn into confetti. While this is meant to represent her using Safari, which has this privacy feature that blocks the men in silver from tracking her, there also seems to be some symbolic religious undertone in this moment. When she pulls out her phone, we spot the logo of the brand, the bitten apple. Now, this symbol of a bitten apple has been used to represent the eating of the forbidden fruit. While the Bible never claims the apple is the fruit, in the arts, it is used as a symbol to represent just that. The moment the woman holds up her phone with the symbol of the apple on it, the men in silver combust. So why did Apple do this, and what did they mean by it? Are they trying to say that the internet browsers tracking you are like demons? Or is it possibly something much darker? To find these answers, we need to take a look at Apple's other marketing techniques. Apple has a long history of using odd stunts and questionable imagery in its marketing, dating back to the very start of the company. One of those moments was connected to the first Apple computer ever sold. In 1976, Apple released the revolutionary Apple I. It changed how humans interacted with computers and shifted the entire industry. But some have always found the price that computer was sold at quite odd. The Apple one was priced at exactly $666 with 66 cents. Now, according to
Wow.
Apple, that happened simply because co-founder Steve Wozniak liked repeating digits and found them easier to type. They state that this is why he decided to make the wholesale price to retailers $500. So when you add the standard 1/3 retail markup, the price would come out to six.
Well, why couldn't it be 55555? 4444444. 7777777. Why gotta be a bunch of sixes? Knowing that like what comes with that.
$666 with 66 cents. But it is still quite odd that after they saw the price would be that number, they did not change it. It seemed like it could have been done intentionally to get people talking, or it could have been done for the same reason they used the bitten apple as their logo. To everyone that sees it, the Apple logo is so obviously inspired by religious art, a direct reference to eating the fruit. But for whatever reason, Apple adamantly denies that this is why they adopted the apple as their logo. They officially state that it was named Apple because Steve Jobs was on one of his fruitarian diets and had just visited an apple orchard. He felt the name sounded fun-spirited and not intimidating, so they decided to call the company Apple. So why is the logo not just an unbitten apple? Why did they have to make it with a bite? Apple claims it was simply because without the bite, the apple could get mistaken for a different fruit. Whether they created it with the intention of having a hidden meaning about the computer being the new forbidden
What other
knowledge,
fruit?
or if it was just a simple coincidence, when you put the Apple logo next to the price of the computer, you get the same message. Both seem connected to the serpent in the garden. The apple, whether intentional or not, could be seen as a symbol of forbidden knowledge. In the garden story, the serpent tricks Adam and Eve into eating the fruit. In the Bible, the number associated with that serpent is the same number the Apple one was sold at. Now,
Coincidence? I think not.
connect all of this to this recent commercial, and it starts making a lot more sense. The commercial has the same biblical representation. Like we established, they
They're playing into it too much. You know?
He added the painting to this video so the people in silver will be interpreted as demons. This could all easily be seen as the phones themselves being what is allowing these demons to attach themselves to people, as they're literally surrounding them while they're on their devices. This illustrates the same imagery Apple has used since the very beginning. Like I said, the Apple logo could be interpreted as a symbol for forbidden knowledge, knowledge that in the Bible was delivered by the serpent, the head demon himself. The pricing for their first computer could be interpreted as a hidden nod to the serpent who delivered the forbidden knowledge. This is why it was sold at exactly $666 with 66 cents. For some reason, they keep choosing to use this same religious-inspired imagery in their commercials, which makes you question whether the logo and the price were really just coincidental. It is not just this commercial either with questionable imagery.
It's creepy.
Apple has made several commercials that leave you scratching your head asking what does this have to do with computers. Most people do not realize that it all ties back to the same forbidden knowledge angle. In 1984, they released their Super Bowl commercial for the Apple Macintosh. It was directed by Ridley Scott and directly inspired by George Orwell's 1984. 1984 is about a terrifying dystopian future where an all-controlling government led by Big Brother uses constant surveillance, propaganda, and brutal psychological control to completely erase individuality and independent thought. The commercial featured an army of gray, mindless people being hypnotized by a tyrannical Big Brother figure displayed on a screen. Out of nowhere, a woman runs down the aisle and throws a hammer, smashing the screen and waking up the army of people. Officially, the commercial was meant to represent Apple standing up to IBM. The Big Brother figure was meant to represent IBM, while the woman throwing the hammer was Apple. The commercial framed IBM's corporate power as a threat to independent thought, but it also, at the same time, painted Apple as the forbidden fruit that woke up humanity. Apple, in this case, is the hammer that smashed the screen and freed humanity, allowing them to see the real world. Through that lens, IBM becomes the controlling god who did not want the world to know that knowledge, and Apple as the serpent who delivered the fruit. This same theme could be seen in their 1985 commercial for Macintosh Office. this time directed by Tony Scott. The commercial shows men in the same suits wearing blindfolds, walking like zombies to their doom. Out of nowhere, one of the guys decides to remove his blindfold and stops before falling to his doom. He was meant to represent someone who chose Apple over IBM. Again, Apple claimed this commercial was a shot at IBM, but it also told the same story as the last commercial. In the video, everyone was blind to the truth, walking while blindfolded. They
It's all just too cryptic, too weird, demonic. You know, why can't it just be regular? You know, well, we got this new computer. It does this and this. It does that and that. It's better than this. Boom, promote it. You know, but now we got to put demons up in here. We got to put, you know, subliminal things. And Apple, man.
were meant to represent humanity without the knowledge of good and evil. They simply did their task without asking questions. But the man removing the blindfold and seeing the truth is the equivalent of the bitten apple symbology. Removing the blindfold is the same as eating the forbidden fruit. When he did it, he saw the truth and was able to wake up right before he fell to his doom. Again, Apple was painting themselves as being that forbidden knowledge that helped save humanity. The same forbidden knowledge that the Bible blames for the fall of man. What is interesting is that some groups actually see the serpent in the story as the hero. They believe Adam and Eve were purposely kept from the forbidden knowledge so they would always blindly worship God. They framed the serpent as a hero who wanted to help humanity wake up and gain true free will by unlocking the ability to choose between good and evil. These groups tend to pay tribute to the serpent by using imagery that represents that moment. I am not saying that this is what Apple is doing with any of this, but it is quite interesting to see them repeatedly use this exact religious imagery in their marketing. Who knows? It could simply be because it somehow helps them sell their products. I don't know. I'm not in marketing. But I will say it is strange that so many companies choose to use religious or dark imagery in their commercials. Sometime back, I spoke about Liquid Death and their strange commercials. They had commercials like this one where they had a witch casting spells on their water.
House. It's the entire inventory of liquid death water. Each can is about infused with real demons by a real witch.
A lot of what I practice can be considered traditional witchcraft.
What you're about to witness is very real, very dangerous, and in my opinion, a terrible idea.
We enter into the dark half of the year. Now is the time of the dead. I ask you, spirits, those who are listening, I invite you here. I offer this water as a vessel for you to come into this world. When the cans are opened, you are released.
Like,
I welcome
bro.
you. Now is the time of the dead.
Demon-infused liquid death. If you drink it, will you become possessed?
Like, even if that's just for like a marketing thing, just to, and for whatever reason, like, I've never drank. I haven't drank Liquid Death, but that wouldn't entice me to drink that. Like, I wouldn't want to drink that. I wouldn't drink water out of a can anyways. But just seeing that alone, it's like, yeah, I'm good. You know, like, that's weird. It's weird. I don't watch that and think like, ooh, that looks good. Like, ooh, you know, I need to go get me some Liquid Death. That turns me away from it.
My name is and I'm a witch practicing for 42 years. Through the means of witchcraft, I can affect the outcome of the game. I believe the odds are in my favor to have an effect on the game. Left has been here since the beginning of time because it works.
Or this commercial that shows Tony Hawk infusing a skateboard with his blood that the company was going to give away.
I'm an ambassador for Liquid Death Mountain Water. I didn't read the fine print, and now Liquid Death officially owns my soul. And they're gonna mix my blood into a limited run of Liquid Death officially owns Liquid Death Mountain Water. I didn't read the fine print, and now Liquid Death officially owns my soul. And they're gonna mix my blood into a limited run of skateboards using my real blood in the graphics.
And then they're just gonna play it off like, oh, that's normal. It's just a joke. Like, or we're just like, that's wild.
Profits will go towards killing plastic pollution and to building skate parks in underserved communities. Yeah, so yes, go to liquiddeath.com to get boards with my blood in it.
Bro, look at his face.
Liquiddeath.com to get boards with my blood in it.
They don't even look there. That's crazy, bro. They be doing that right in front of our faces.
So wait, if you have my blood.
KFC recently had a dark commercial that people were upset at too. The video featured a man being captured by a group that appears to be a cult. They take that man and baptize him in a sea of gravy, and he emerges out of the gravy as a giant piece of fried chicken. The rest of the group starts cheering as they get ready to eat the giant chicken. This commercial actually drew a bunch of backlash and triggered over 1,100 formal complaints about the imagery in the video. Some saw the commercial as promoting dark themes, while others saw it religiously disrespectful. There are actually so many more commercials that have these dark themes. If you guys want a part 2 where I cover other commercials with these themes, comment part 2 below, and if enough of you are interested, I'll make sure to get it done. The question we are left with today is, why do these companies use imagery like this? Why has Apple seemingly decided to use this symbolic meaning throughout so much of their branding? What is it about this branding that helps them sell phones or computers? Does it even help them sell anything? Or is there another reason entirely behind utilizing it? I want to know what you guys think. What do you think about this commercial? Do you think it is all connected to the Apple logo and the price for their first computer? Or are people just looking too deep into it? I personally feel like everything big companies do is for a strategic reason. Rarely is anything truly done by accident. A lot of thought goes into these billion-dollar empires. Now, this imagery is not only found in commercials either. Recently, I covered this year's BET Awards, and we can also find interesting imagery there. From Drewski hosting the award show to T.I.'s King of the South performance, when you look at the symbols littered throughout the show, the message is impossible to miss. So if you want to know what this year's...
I think there's stuff behind it, you know, like they're not just doing it just to do it. There's definitely some meaning behind it. And like this guy just said, they're playing right in our face. Like they're it's right there. They ain't even trying to hide it anymore. Don't forget Syria's iris in reverse. You know, iris is the eye, the all seeing. What's that mean? Colorblind line. Yeah, I don't know about that, but yeah, the computer selling for it's so Italian. But yeah, bro, I don't know, like they put it right in front of our faces, and it's always some negative and demonic stuff. It's never, you know, the opposite, which is weird. But I mean, what can you do? You know. But yeah, that's it for the video. We out the jams. I'll catch y'all next one, man. Peace out.